All right, guys. Today we're going to be working on Chapter 10, Lesson 10. We are dividing whole numbers by unit fractions today, and the pages that you will be using are 765 to 770. Again, make sure your name is on the page and you put your staple up here in the upper left-hand corner. All right, so now we're switching gears. We kind of started on the other day on lesson 9, which I didn't record. Oh, well, it's recorded, but it's a different style than this. But what strategies can be used to divide fractions? Okay, so we've been working on multiplying this whole time. Now we're working on dividing. You can divide a whole number by a unit fraction using models. A unit fraction is a fraction with a numerator of 1. So, you have things like 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/5, anything that has a numerator up here of a 1, those are unit fractions. And those are basically just the smallest fraction you can get. And we can compare them to those pretty easily. So a sports website has score updates every 1/4 of an hour. How many times does the website have score updates in a 3-hour period? So we're taking 3 and we're dividing it by 1/4. So we're taking 3, and you can see right here we have 3 divided by 1/4. So the question is, how many 1/4ths are in the 3? So to do that, we represent that using a model, and we take the number 3, which is right here, and we basically just draw a rectangle, okay? And then we're going to divide that into 3 sections, which represents 1, 2, 3, right? That equals 3. And now we're going to look at our fraction, which is 1/4, and we're going to divide each of those little squares into fourths. So as I told you the other day, to determine how many lines we needed to have in our boxes, it's 1 less than the fraction. So we're going to have 3 lines. So we say 1, 2, 3. So this one here is divided into fourths. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And we're going to do that to each one of these. 2, 3. 2. So each one of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, are divided into fourths. All right, now we just count the number of fourths that we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12. There are 12 fourths in this model. So 3 divided by a fourth is 12. Because we took 3 and we divided them up into fourths, and we have 12 of those 1/4 unit fractions in there. So the website has 12 score updates in 3 hours. You can check division problems using multiplication, because multiplication and division are just inverse, which means they're the same thing. Like, so when you do one with the other, kind of like, how we say 2 times 3 is 6, and then we say, well, 6 divided by 3 is 2. Those are inverse. So we can take 12, which we started with, times 1/4, which would give us 12, because remember we do that right there, over 4, or 4 goes in the 12th 3. And that's what we started with right here, was the 3. So that's to check it to make sure that you have it right. Let's move on over to the example 2. All right. Lisa takes 4 apple pies to her family reunion, and each pie is cut into sixths. How many pieces of pie can Lisa serve? So we have to find the unknown, which is G. Really, it's just the same problem we did earlier. We just put an algebraic G in there because that's what we're trying to find, is the unknown. So we have our whole number, which is 4. And then you can see on the picture right here, they have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That's 4. And we're going to divide that into sixths. And like I said, you're going to draw 5 lines because that's 1 less. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, those are divided into sixths. So we need to do that with each one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So each one of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're all divided into sixths, right? So now we count the number of sixths that we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So there are 24 sixths in the model. So 4 divided by 6 is 24. So G equals 24. That's the unknown. So Lisa can serve 24 pieces of pie. So again, to use multiplication, we take this answer right here, 24, and we multiply it by the sixth up here that we originally had. And remember, this one here would give us 24 over 6, right, if we did that. And 6 goes into 24 4 times. So again, we started with our original 4. So that just proves to us 4 matches right there, and we're good to go. Look at the guided practice. Find the quotient of 2 divided by 1/3. All right, so we have our whole number of a 2 right here. So we have 2. We made that box, the model right there. And we're going to divide each of these into thirds. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, right? So we need to divide this one into thirds. 1, 2, 3, right? Now we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6. So 2 divided by 1/3 equals 6. To check it, 6 times the original fraction of 1/3, because we're just doing the opposite, remember? And that would give us 6 over 3, or 2 is your final answer. And that's what we started out with, 2. So we know that we are right. Independent practice. Okay, the independent practice. 4 divided by 1/3, and we are going to check these. So we have our whole number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to divide this into thirds, each one of these. So, right, 1, 2, 3. So it looks like we draw 2. Remember, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So now we count all those up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 4 divided by 1/3 is 12. So to check it, we take that 12, we put it here. 12 times 1 is 12. 1 times 3 is 3. And the answer, of course, is 4, which we started with, which is right here. 3 divided by 1/5. So we have 3 right here. We're going to divide this by each one of these into fifths. So we're going to do 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those in fifths, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we add those up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So check it. We put the 15 here. Put a 1 underneath of it. Slap a 1 underneath of it. 15 times 1 is 15. 1 times 5 is 5. And then 5 goes into 15 3 times. And that's what we started with, was our 3. Next one. 6 divided by 1/4. So we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's our 6 right there. We're going to divide each of these into fourths. So notice I said before, to divide them into whatever this is fourths, we just take 1 less than this. That's how many lines we're going to draw in there. So we're drawing 3 lines. So that's fourths, 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 fourths. So they're all divided into fourths. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy way to do that. 5, 6, 7, 8. Or we can say with 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. So 6 times 4 is 24. Check it. 24 over 1. 24 times 1 is 24. 1 times 4 is 4. Or 4 goes into 24 6 times, which matches up to that 6 there. So we know we're right. 5 divided by 1/4. We have our 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to divide this into fourths. Again. Because again, these are unit fractions. Dividing these into fourths. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one of these have 4. There's 5 of these total. So 5 times 4 is 20. If we counted these up, there'd be 20 of the fourths in there. We put our check down here, 20 over 1. 20 times 1 is 20. 1 times 4 is 4, or 4 goes into 25 times. And again, it checks. As a result, oh, this is an easy one down here. 2 divided by 1/2. Well, we have our 2, and we're going to divide this one into halves. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's pretty easy. We put our 4 down here. 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2, or 2 is our answer. And that does indeed check. Okay. And then we have 3, which is 1, 2, 3. We're going to divide these up into sixths. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We count these up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We put our 18 down here. Put a 1. 18 times 1 is 18. 1 times 6 is 6, or we have 3 as our answer. Pretty cut and dry. Pretty easy, I think, for this one. Denise has 4 hours to paint crafts. So we're taking 4 divided by, she would like to spend no more than 1/4 of an hour or 1/4 of each hour on a craft. So she's taking 4 divided by 1/4. So if we draw out our rectangle and we divide this into 4, that's our 4, right? That's right there. And we're going to divide each of these. Let me get a different color pen if I can find one. We're going to divide each one of these into fourths. So 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we're going to have equals 16. If we check that, we'd say 16 times the original 1/4. So 16 times 1 is 16. 1 times 4 is 4, or this equals 4, which checks with that 4 there. Laura has a 6-foot long piece of ribbon that she wants to cut to make bows. Each piece needs to be 1/3 of a foot long. So how many bows will she make? So we're taking 6 and we're dividing that up into thirds. So we're drawing our rectangle here. So we're going to divide this into sixths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to divide this into thirds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So equals 18. Again, we take 18 times the original 1/3. 18 times 1 is 18. 1 times 3 is 3. And then 3 goes in 18 6 times, which is our original 6 right there. So they check. Ray has 8 pieces of wood to finish building a doghouse. How many pieces of wood will he have if he divides each piece in half? So we have 8 divided by a half. So we take 8. So we have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we'll just draw another one here to make it 8. Okay, we're going to divide each of those in half. That's what it said. And then we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So he needs 16 pieces of wood. So 16. We check again and see if times the original half, which equals 16 times 1 is 16. 1 times 2 is 2, which also equals 8. And that's the original 8 right there. Okay. So on your guys' homework, again, you just got to divide each one of these. They give you the boxes there by that number there. Okay. And make sure you check your work. Take that number, put it here. Do the math that we did, last week with the multiplying of fractions. On the back page, again, same thing. 4 divided by the fraction. Right here, 3 divided by the fraction. Draw out your picture if you need to. And then again, circle, which one does 2 divided by 1/3 equal? Which one of these is that? Look at the pictures and how would you have drawn that one there? And this one here, again, you're just finding h right here. So you're doing that problem right there. Okay. Oops, I can't see. You're doing that problem right there. So if you guys have any questions, by all means, you know where to find it. Come to me. Rewatch the video if you need to. Thanks again. Make sure you subscribe. Have a good rest of your day.